Alright everybody, welcome back to your 15th AngularJS tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be continuing with our login form we have been developing since one tutorial. So in the last part of the tutorial I talked with you guys about conditional routing we need to prevent the user from directly viewing the dashboard, and to do that we have something called resolve in this when clause itself. So I'll just put a comma, or I'll just do it right here, when resolve, and right here I'll do something called check. Now this check would check against a function and would do everything specified here. So the control would first be passed into resolve, then inside check, then this function would be checked. So let's say if this function, if I say if 1 equals 1, then location.path dashboard. So if I just specify location here, then every single time you visit this URL, you would be automatically redirected to this thing. But we do not want that. We want the valid and authenticated users to be logged in inside the dashboard itself. So let's try something alternative, and what we can do is we can use something called root escape. Now root escape, I'll just write it for you guys. Root escape, or it should be scope instead. I guess I had a tongue twister right now. So root scope is a kind of, you can say, a super global variable through on which whatever you assign remains accessible in every controller and everywhere in your Angular directives and controllers and factories and all that stuff. So root scope, if I said like that, root scope dot this name equals something, then even if I had another controller down here and I just say alert root scope dot this name, then it would alert something. But if you do like scope dot username or uname, then it would obviously not alert anything, or would just alert undefined. But root scope attaches all of your properties to global object. Okay, so the thing we need to do now is change the var uname and var password to var instead of var, to root scope dot uname and root scope dot password. Now we have got these two things accessible inside our you can say the global object, so we can access these two here now. So now if you're getting me, what I'm gonna do is I'll just say if root scope dot, and actually what we can do is we can just move this thing right here, or just before the redirect actually. So now we don't need to check anything against the value, we can just specify, or actually we don't need this at all. You know, I'm a little bit confused type of guy, but I always come with right and clean solution. So now the task is simple now, and what I'll do is just if root scope dot logged in, then do nothing, but if it's not, then location dot path the main stuff, and otherwise else I just like to display the template URL. And let's check this out on a browser. So here's the browser, and let me change it to 15.html. let's say admin and admin. Let's log in now. Okay, root scope is not defined, and the reason is I didn't provide a root scope here. So in Angular, you know, just make it a habit that whatever Angular stuff you are using, to throw it in the function arguments as well, otherwise things just screw up. So I guess I didn't provide it here as well. Poor me. Alright, let's reload now. Admin, login. Check this out. We are on the login page, but nothing works. And why? Maybe we just don't need the template URL inside the conditional clause, because we are already redirecting it to the main site. Let's reload this again, and let's check this out one more time. Let's log in, and it says welcome user, not a problem. But the problem was that if I go directly to the dashboard. Alright, so now I guess the problem is fixed, and check this out. Now whenever I go to dashboard, I'm automatically redirected to this page back, and I'll just confirm this for you through traditional JavaScript as well. And you see that the hash automatically changes to the homepage one whenever I go to the dashboard in an unauthenticated way. So that was a really poor AngularJS validated form. I admit that from my bottom of my heart. You cannot implement this form anywhere in your site, I know, but you know, this is just the basis of what you can do with AngularJS. Obviously you wouldn't store your password inside your source code only. So in a real world application, what you'll do is you will launch another AJAX request to the server and send the this username and password to there, and would wait for the response as valid or invalid, and then you will perform the specific actions. So basically all the security issues lies here only. So this was a mini basic kinda ugly login form, and you can go ahead and style it a little bit and even implement a security feature or two, create some session IDs to keep the user logged in, create some cookies with JavaScript to keep the user logged in for a specific period of time, and whatever you want to do. But my main purpose of this tutorial was to teach you guys how the check is working, resolve, and we have got some more things in resolve, and how root scope is working, location we have discussed, and all that stuff. So at last you see that we just did the wrong stuff.